Welcome to Qur'an Stories Animated. In every episode, we share the timeless lessons of the Holy Qur'an, the stories of prophets, their trials and patience, their faith and obedience to Allah. These stories guide us, inspire us, and remind us of Allah's wisdom and mercy. Join us as we bring the words of the Qur'an to life. The desert was calm under the night sky. The stars shone above the valleys of Mecca. In a small house, Amina prayed softly. She carried the light of prophecy within her. Angels filled the unseen world with praise. The time had come for the final messenger. Peace spread through the land. A baby was born, pure and blessed. His name was Muhammad, the praised one. The world changed with his first breath. Halima, a kind woman of the desert, took him to her care. The valley bloomed where he passed. Her family was blessed with rain and peace. Everywhere he went, goodness followed. The child smiled often and harmed no one. His eyes reflected wisdom beyond his years. He grew among the Bedouins, learning patience. The vines carried the scent of mercy around him. He returned to Mecca, loved by all who saw him. People called him Al-Amin, the trustworthy. Years passed, and Muhammad worked honestly in trade. He never cheated nor spoke harshly. His manners shone brighter than gold. People trusted him with their goods and hearts. He helped the poor and greeted children kindly. He spoke little, but always with truth. Even his silence taught wisdom. He sat by the Kaaba, reflecting on Allah's creation. He looked at the sky and felt peace. He knew his heart was guided for a purpose. One day, the Quraysh rebuilt the Kaaba. A dispute arose over who would place the sacred black stone. Tribes gathered, voices raised in anger. Then Muhammad arrived calmly among them. He spread his cloak and placed the stone upon it. He invited each tribe to lift the cloth together. They smiled and praised his wisdom. Thus Allah honored him before prophethood. Peace returned to Mecca that day. He was known as the just and wise. As the years passed, he often retreated to the cave of Hira. There he sat in silence, gazing at the stars. The world outside was filled with idols and injustice. But his heart sought only truth. He prayed for guidance from the Creator. The winds of change moved across Arabia. Night after night, he remembered Allah. He gave food to the needy even in solitude. He loved his people, though they were lost. Mercy filled his every thought. Khadijah, his noble wife, stood by him with devotion. She admired his honesty and pure soul. Their home was filled with peace and faith. They cared for orphans and the weak. They thanked Allah for every blessing. The Prophet loved her deeply and sincerely. Through her, Allah granted comfort and strength. Together they built a family of trust and kindness. Their marriage became a model for all believers. And their hearts found peace in remembrance. Every morning, he greeted the sun with gratitude. He walked through Mecca helping those in need. He spoke to travelers and shared what little he had. He smiled at the poor and comforted the lonely. Even animals felt safe in his presence. Children ran to him joyfully. The people wondered at his gentleness. He never raised his voice nor his hand. He said, "The strong are those who control their anger." Truly, mercy was his nature. The idols stood silent in the Kaaba. People prayed to stones that could not hear. Muhammad's heart ached for them. He wished they would know the truth. He looked at the sky and whispered, "Guide them, O Allah." The moonlight shone upon his face. It was a night of destiny approaching. Angels prepared for revelation unseen. The final message of mercy was near. The world awaited the voice of truth. One evening, as he returned from the hills, he looked over Mecca glowing in twilight. He thought of his ancestors and their prayers. He remembered Ibrahim and Ismail. He knew their call to worship Allah alone. He raised his hands and said, "O Allah, lead me as you led them." His voice blended with the whisper of the wind. Peace filled his heart once again. The stars witnessed his sincerity. The dawn of revelation was close. And thus ended the years before prophethood. The world was ready for its final messenger. A mercy to all creation, born in Mecca, raised in truth. Guided by Allah from childhood, the light of faith was now complete. The angels descended in praise. The final chapter of guidance began. And Muhammad, the chosen one, stood ready. For Allah had chosen him to carry the last message. Thank you for watching Qur'an Stories. The stories of the Holy Qur'an are lessons for all time about faith, patience, and guidance. We hope this story inspired you and reminded you of Allah's wisdom. Subscribe and continue with us as we share more timeless lessons from the Holy Qur'an.